this patch. What have some of you been picking for your choices in episode 7 and 8? We're gonna talk about that today. I honestly thought it was bad in episode 5 when 85% of all players chose to commit Minecraft by assistance. One of the dumbest things I have seen in my life. But episode 7 and 8, oh boy, does that take the cake, okay? This patch has had some absolutely great moments, but this patch also has had some of the most dog water moments I have seen in my life. Season 2 is happening, cannot wait for it, and let us discuss what's actually happening here. But before we do that, if you search this patch on Twitter, yeah, this is like half the stuff that you get. We're gonna talk about this, how stupid and wrong objectively this is. Like, again, some of you objectively make the worst life choices ever. You are literally walking billboards. Some of your choices that we're gonna get into are literally making you walking billboards in, oh yes, government overreach sounds a great idea because I cannot be trusted to make choices about my own life. It's that bad, okay, boys? Listen, it is what it is. This patch has been amazing success. We already know it. I said, I don't know, last week that I think that this patch is probably going to announce 2 million sales like a day after the video. And I don't know if they have, but they probably have 100% sold at least 2 million copies. Huge success. No thanks to Alana Pierce, Malevolent, literally the worst character ever. Worst lines, no actions, no likability. No, nothing. Even Punch Up, whose whole shtick is being short and punching Wheeze, has more personality than her. Poison, pure poison. In any case, I just want to mention one thing. This patch did this amazing thing called actually make relationships in a game that are not fully cringe. Some of them are pretty stupid, but it's not at least fully cringe. These are respectably decent relationships and representations of them at least. And that this saved the game. Because this patch, when it started on episode 1 and 2, did not have any players. No one knew what this is. And then episode 3 and 4 came out and it became a Twitter viral sensation because, well, reasons. And then it gained a lot of popularity. Episode 6 ending was really, really good. But man, it was a success. But let's not talk about the choices, okay? Because some of you need to be shamed, okay? Because it's been bad. It is really bad. So let's start with seeing what people actually chose in episode 7 and completely judge you for being stupid. Because most of you picked Invisigal. But I'll restrain myself for a bit. You and 61% of players refuse to cut Invisigal from Team Z. Invisigal is the worst character in this whole thing, aside for Alana Pierce, obviously. Still better than her. She is the most poorly written, the most confusing, the dumbest. Like, and this is one of your love interests. You need to pick between Blazer and her. Well, actually, technically, you can pick none. But, I mean, Invisigal is objectively garbage. She is a villain. She shows she literally shows no growth as a person. In fact, again, there are good things and bad things, and I will fight anyone who wants about the fact that the developers of this game made a good enough product to be liked. I do not regret. I do not regret knowing about this. I kind of enjoy knowing about this. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure the people who made this failed on making every single point that they wanted because all of the points that they are making are stupid or don't work out at all. And Invisigal is one of these points. She's rude, obnoxious, unlikable. She betrays you like 15 times in a row. And by the way, when we analyze what actually Shroud did and how she was the inner agent betrayer working for him, it doesn't make any sense at all, by the way. Like, how... She was working for Shroud, she betrayed you, did everything he asked, and she actually somehow... Her actions that Shroud wanted led to him losing. It makes no sense. But in any case, Invisigal is the poorest, stupidest romance choice probably in, well, the history of these type of games, honestly, or in gaming in general. She's rude. She never shows any character growth. She constantly is self-reassuring in all the negative ways possible. She makes decisions that actively hurt people around herself. She shows that she cannot be trusted, and still, she is given 15 different choices of, I'm gonna cut her some slack. You know what? She chose to be evil, but I forgive her. Then she chose to be evil again, and I forgive her. And then she told me that she was evil, that she regrets none of the evil things or anything that she did, and I choose to forgive her. Man, this is it's absolutely just pathetic. You and 36% of players forgave Invisigal. I want to actually know how many people chose that. I don't know the answer, but the fact that 36% of you actually unironically forgave her is insane. You and 71% of players lean into kissing her. Like, what is wrong with you? You understand that Blonde Blazer is literally, objectively, in every way the superior choice. It's not even a competition. Blonde Blazer actually shows a good character. She's good-natured. She's kind. She actually has a career. She seems reasonable. She's a decent person. She does self-sacrifice. She doesn't betray you. She's a nice person. Instead, more than 60, how many? 4% of you have chosen effectively a 100% failed marriage and an ugly divorce. At best case, you know? Worst case scenario, she Minecrafts you in your sleep. It is what it is. You and 43% of players chose beer, doesn't matter. You and 35% of players glassed the bartender. Well, he was talking rude to Blazer, so it makes sense. You and 35% of players rescued Golem from himself. You and 39% of players chose to go all out against the Red Ring. Why did not more people choose to go all out? It's like, you're showing restraint here and being kind of reasonable to a degree. More people are showing it here, but when it comes to the actual choices that matter, you know, like the life choices, you choose the worst things. It's insane. But this is not the big one. The big one is obviously episode 8. You perform better than 1% of the play, blah, blah, blah. You activated, doesn't matter too much. And now, obviously, episode 8, the big one. You and 41% of players surrendered the real Astral Pulse to Shroud. Toss up. You and 20% of players showed mercy and spared Shroud. I mean, I kind of get why so many of you... But wait. The ending is so bad, because the ending doesn't make sense. First of all, Shroud's plan is suddenly stupid. It doesn't make sense. Turns out he knew your identity for pretty much ever, by the way, but just kind of chose to not do anything with that, I guess. But it's the simple fact that saving Shroud not saving him, but sparing him doesn't really do anything, because Shroud's not really a villain that matters too much. Shroud has done less bad to you from your perspective than Invisigal at this point. Shroud is like kinda there, but Invisigal is the one that who actually created like feelable, tangible problems. And Shroud is, by the way, such a poor villain, technically. He's kind of okay, but at the same time, if you think about it, he's super poor and poorly done. Because it's like I said previously about the start of the game. The reason why absolutely no one played the game at the start here at episode 1 was because the first 20 minutes of Dispatch are pure garbage. Like, if I had to judge the whole game on the first 20 minutes, I would judge Dispatch easy 2 out of 10. Nothing about it was good. You have the choice between pushing the guy down or getting him up, and we know that that choice leads to nothing in the first 20 minutes. So instantaneously off the bat, the game kind of shows you you're gonna make big choices, but all of them won't matter, which is horrible. There's the first thing that you get to choose about your dad, which is, I'm not even sure what that is supposed to be. Am I supposed to reflect on my relationship with my dad, or am I supposed to reflect on the relationship between the guy and his dad? But I don't know him. None of this matters. None of this makes sense. The first 20 minutes of this patch are absolute garbage dumpster fire, and Shroud never gets flushed out as a villain. A lot of people did not even understand that the red guys are actually Shroud's people. Yeah. It took a while for most people to understand that people in red are actually Shroud's goons. It is what it is, I guess. But yeah, it does not make sense. So, choosing to spit him or off him just makes absolutely no sense. Like, how are you choosing these options? It's just dumb. You and 75% of players stayed true to your word and did not kill Shroud. Wow. This is after, what you said at the start, because reasons. You and 83% of players trusted Invisigal and untied her, which is objectively again stupid. Like, How many second chances did she get given? 15? I don't know, 10? It's an abysmal amount, and people still trusted her. It is dumb. You and 24% of players supported Invisigal, leading her to embrace heroism over villainy. Which is hilarious, by the way. But this is not actually even true. These choices slightly change on what actually happens. Well, when people replay these choices, I think change, because most people still chose the Invisigal romance at the end. So this doesn't actually make a lot of sense. You and 25% of players fell for Invisigal. The other stuff, I know that this video says 25, but the other stuff says 64. So I'm not sure if this is a bug or whatnot, but we know that Invisigal is the more popular option. You can see it by people on Twitter. You can see it in the previous choice of the game. I think this is a bug here, because everything else I have seen is like, previously she was 65% as choice of people, sometimes even 70, as high as 70, and now she's like 25% the player's choice, which it makes no sense. But again, it's like, how do you even pick her? Bad, fails, and your other option is perfection at its finest. She gave up her powers to save a dude, okay? She did the objective right thing, and then without powers still tried to fight for what's right. Like, Blonde Blazer is without a doubt the superior choice. This makes no sense. You and 69% of players defeated Sonar and saved Los Angeles. You and again, this is just what depending on what you picked, because most people no, actually most people did ditch Coop pre-based. You and 73% of players rescued Coop first over Waterboy. Yeah, no one likes Waterboy. Again, the fact that 55% of people chose Waterboy over Mr. Fantastic or Phenomena Man, that guy. You literally got suckered into choosing the objectively wrong choice. You have to choose, what do you want more? A guy who is literally the world's, the universe's Superman, or a guy who barely can squirt out water and can't even use it to drink? Like, what the hell are these choices even? And 55% people got suckered into actually feeling bad for him and choosing to, not be superhero. For a superhero game, these choices are beyond revealing, okay? For a superhero game where you're supposed to be like the good guy, man, a lot of you people are getting revealed as pretty goddamn evil and completely base your actions on emotions. Again, walking billboards for government overreach, 10 out of 10. You and 45% of players welcomed Sonar back into Z Team. Which is, by the way, this is hilarious. There's the same option for Coop, by the way. I don't know what's the percent for Coop, but this is hilarious, okay? This is hilarious. After giving literally 50 fucking second tries for Invisigal, who has showed literally zero growth as a character, zero improvement as a person, zero heroism, constantly made poor decision after being told that, wait a minute, you should actually stop making poor decisions. 45% of you didn't forgive this guy. Like, she deserves 15 second chances, and everyone else does not deserve a second chance. That's kind of crazy. But theoretically, by the way, even giving a second chance after, because I'm assuming that Sonar does the same as Koopy, he like chooses, no, I'm bad now, and this is like a permanent thing. Considering I think it probably is like that, the fact that people are even giving Coop a second chance is insane. It's insane to give him a second chance and to not give him a second chance because it doesn't make sense. You and 90% of players went to the on the coffee run. That's the mini game thing. You and 35% of players put away thunder sticks we themselves. Why? Also, such a poor choice again. In this game, there are just they say fuck too much, and there's a way too much. They try to go way too hard on the shock humor for nudity, but whatever. You perform better than 10%. No one cares. You barely succeed on you barely succeeded on a call 2 times. A true hero, a true hero, your Robert always try to do the right thing at the right time. Why do you not have a percent for that? I honestly wonder. Because people have objectively not tried to do the right thing. Again, I asked people and people said in the comments, yeah, a lot of these choices don't make sense because giving Golem a chair, everyone thought that that's being the bigger man and not actually, trying to be aggressive towards him for no reason. Like, there's a lot of stuff like that doesn't make sense, right? And there's nothing left, I think. Your most successful shift was that, okay. And that's pretty much it. It is absolutely insane, okay? The only good part about this is the fact that Alana Pierce was literally the by far worst voice actor in this thing. And, well, she got a role to be a voice actor now after failing 2 times with, by the way, Cyberpunk and this. Now she's gonna ruin voice acting gigs in Warhammer because her boyfriend has like the lead role, and it's not nepotism. What's the name for this? But it's great. I absolutely love it. In any case, we're gonna be getting Dispatch Season 2. One of my favorite things about this game is the fact that people had like this absolutely stupid theory, because that it always happens, that Flambe was trans. That's so funny. That's so funny. And the developers of this technically support all of that garbage. So the fact that they actually didn't make a obvious trans character reference or whatever is kind of betraying them so hard, and it's funny that because they can't say anything against it. It's hilarious. In any case, this patch, what an absolute wild ride. I don't. I really believe that the developers who made this, the writers who made this, completely failed on everything that they set out to do. But in the end, it somehow was good enough, even though Team Z never really even came close to being heroes. And the only reason this game honestly is successful in the first spot is just because episode 3 made people pick who they want. Well, turns out the game is successful if you put two hot romance options, right? I know, shocking. I know. It's like a lost art or something. Anyway, bye.